A one-year window of opportunity is opening up for child sex abuse victims in New York State Wednesday. The new law would allow victims to seek justice no matter how long ago the abuse took place. Nikki Battiste has more.
I was raped by the janitor at the school repeatedly.
Joanne Schoonmaker says a janitor began raping her when she was just 11 years old at her public middle school in upstate New York.
Did you tell anyone what was happening to you?
I did. I told the school principal.
What did the principal say?
He said to just stay away from him.
He didn't call authorities?
Nothing.
Or law enforcement?
No one. I never heard from any law enforcement or anyone. No one was there to protect me.
But she is finding justice with a new statute of limitations law taking effect at midnight in New York. The state's groundbreaking Child Victims Act gives Schoonmaker and other victims sexually abused as a child a one-year look-back window to file a civil lawsuit regardless of their age now. It will likely lead to a tidal wave of litigation against institutions like the Catholic Church, public and private schools, and the Boy Scouts. 18 states and Washington, D.C. also have revised statute laws taking effect this year.
It hands the power to the victims.
Marcy Hamilton is founder of the child abuse advocacy group Child USA.
The average age, according to the best science, of a victim coming forward about child sex abuse is age 52.
This is your first time sharing your story publicly.
It is.
Schoonmaker is now 51 and says for the first time in 40 years, she has a voice.
I trusted them to take care of me.
I can see from your emotion it's certainly something that never leaves you.
Never.
And Nikki Battiste joins me now. So, Nikki, this act goes into effect on Wednesday. Are courts prepared for the onslaught that they're going to be seeing?
So tonight at 12:01, just after midnight, victims can start filing lawsuits. We actually reached out to the Office of Court Administration in New York State. They've designated 45 judges across the state to be prepared to read these cases, 12 judges right here just in New York City. But I mean, this is really unprecedented. So I think even with their preparation, they can't possibly be ready.
And what are advocates of this law hoping to achieve?
Look, victims want justice. The average age, according to statistics, that a child sex abuse victim shares their story is 52. But most statute laws have asked you to come forward in your early 20s to file a civil case. So
in most cases, this is something that has just eaten away at a person for most of their life.
So advocates just want them to have a chance at justice. In most cases, they can't file criminal charges. This at least allows them to file a civil lawsuit, and if their predator's alive, put them in court face to face.
So in most of these cases, like you just said, the predator may not be alive. He may be very old, very elderly, and may not have any resources. What then will the victims be able to achieve?
So from the victims I've spoken with that we know plan to file lawsuits tomorrow, whether it's against a public or private school in New York, the Catholic Church, the Boy Scouts, many of them are not only filing a lawsuit against their predator, whether they're deceased, but the institution.
Right, so they're targeting more the institution.
Yes, and a lot of dioceses have compensation funds that they've, will pay victims, and insurance policies will become key in all of these cases.
And how devastating could this be from the institution's perspective?
Well, we reached out to the Archdiocese of New York, which is obviously quite large, and they say they're prepared for this. I think they hope they'll be able to sustain it. Very interestingly, in 2003, California opened a similar window, and the San Diego Archdiocese did have to file for bankruptcy. So I think a lot of people are wondering if that might happen to any of the dioceses across New York State.
All right, so to get ready for the deluge. Yes. All right, Nikki Battiste, excellent reporting. Thank you so much for that.